Welcome back. You're watching Storyboard. Seeds of patriarchy are sowed so deeply in our society that we often wonder when we hear of women working in certain types of profession. In fact, addressing this issue, Greenply's latest campaign speaks about how women are equally responsible for this entrenched gender bias as are men. In fact, Storyboard's Ankita Saxena caught up with Sukesh Nayak from Ogilvy and spoke to him about this new campaign, and he also talked to us about how representation of women in advertising has changed over the years.
Hi Sukesh, welcome to Storyboard CNBC TV 18. Sukesh, so this year for Women's Day, you have come up with a new campaign for Greenply. So take us through the campaign and tell us what is it all about.
It's a beautiful campaign that that is associating itself with probably India's first women carpenters. It's a foundation that's based out of Cochin that helps women pick up skills, and when we got to know that they actually have women who are interested in carpentry and they've been trained, Greenply as a client wanted to be and which promotes and believes in helping and imparting better skills and knowledge. We went and partnered with them, and the idea was to, as a company, we can give them better skills, better tools, better knowledge, and more than that also help them work with our top contractors so that they get bigger jobs and bigger opportunities. And we felt that it was something so simple that on Women's Day we thought that if you ask the woman itself that what do you think a chair or a table or something can be made by a woman, a very unheard of thing. And actually when it comes to we take pride. We always say, handcraft stuffs are done by women. Croatia, handicraft art and all. And we say, but it's amazing that we ourselves, and we thought that's a very beautiful idea to work with. So we basically took a very simple story where we got women together in a room, and we just put this beautiful cupboard out there. And filled with lots of lovely things. And we asked them, one day obviously women picked up the jar of pickle and food items and beautiful artworks and handicraft, and they're all made by women. But none of them thought that the cupboard itself in which everything is placed is made by women. And that was a point of view to I thought it was an interesting point of view to put across, that we as women, if we can also look at things that there's nothing that we can't do. There's everything that we can do technically, and that was a very simple line at the end of it.
Yes, there's a very interesting thing about this campaign that you're addressing a gender bias issue here, and you've addressed it through women and not through men. So how did you get this idea? What was the insight behind that?
Sometimes being I'm in a family, for example, I'm surrounded by lots of women in the family, and I keep hearing things, and the most common thing that I hear always is that we ourselves sometimes limit ourselves.
True.
And that actually is one of the, I think if we can change that mindset, because as a father of a daughter, I would always encourage tomorrow if she comes and says, I think anything is possible. But that's
change starts from within.
Yes, from us. And that's a conscious effort. I would never, and there is no, whether a profession or a choice or anything. I mean, tomorrow she is free to do anything that she wants to, because if she wants to, then she can, and she must give it a shot and find it for herself, that whether she likes it or doesn't like it. And that's my personal point of view. And I think that if we can have that point of view as a society, which is, let's not define jobs based on gender. Let's not define things that you can do based on gender. So to tell the story also, we thought that why not let's experiment this point of view with women itself and see what comes out.
So what was the client brief that Greenply came to you with?
Greenply as a content creation wants to be associated or do things that go beyond just their realms of work that they do. So while on day-to-day brand, obviously any brand has they innovate even in the product, and we communicate all of that. But on a content piece, it's an open brief through the year that guys, please curate ideas where we as a brand can be associated, where in a meaningful association, like I said, it's not just lip service. So in this scenario, Archana Foundation in Cochin is one foundation where they can impart knowledge, they can share, because as a company they continuously innovate in wood and how to make things with wood and how to decorate things with wood. Now they have the knowledge, they can help these ladies become even better. Not only that, they want to also connect them with their top suppliers, so that what happens is they get bigger orders, they get bigger opportunities. So they want to be associated, they want to be a part of anything which has a very meaningful story.
Yeah. Do you think that has become a trend of sorts, you know, brand with purpose? Now do brands come to you and, you know, are they more particular about that, you know, we want our idea to be put across creatively the way you want to, but we also want a social subtext to it?
I think in the world that we live in, let me break this question in two parts. One is, like I said, there are products that we will make, and those products have to be communicated with the benefit we have. So termite proof and things like that in our industry of Greenply, and we have to communicate that. But as an association, I think in the world that we live in today, where brands must mean something to a consumer, brands must feel something to a consumer. So while brands do business and it's a business that must be done, because that's the way you know, the companies run. But today consumers, we live in a world where being associated or feeling something for a brand, which is a very a topic that no one would talk about, let's say 10 years back. Did you feel anything for a brand? Did you feel, did the brand mean something to you? Or I may have used this brand while I was growing up or as an adult, but did it mean anything more? It's needed in the world we live in today, and the opportunity lies for brands which were not so involved, not so engaged, to create opportunities of that kind.
So you're saying that, you know, the whole brands with purpose thing is more of an opportunity than brands actually wanting to...
No, it's not opportunity. See, it's like this. I can decide not to do anything about it, and I can choose to, let's just say, do lip service to it, for example, or I can just create one association with it. No. What I'm trying to say is that every company had a CSR initiative. Every company had, you know, something had to do. But today, you can do much more than just a CSR initiative. They
like to integrate that in their communication, is what you're saying.
Integrate it and walk the talk.
Okay.
So the ones I feel who are doing a great job is, whether it is at the level of helping or uplifting, or you know, helping somebody with the knowledge and you know, skills, or in the sense of associating with the target audience in a more meaningful manner, is you are putting your brand out there, and you are helping them connect. You're helping them become a part of their life, rather than just something that I use.
Okay.
And that is an opportunity, if you ask me.
So what do campaigns like these do to change or alter the already existing mindsets and the biases that exist in the society? In this case, a gender bias.
What this will do, according to me, is, or what will help do, is that even a very manly job like a carpentry is not a possibility for women. I think it's just a very simple point of view. There are women doing it. And my hope would be tomorrow a very good carpenter would want to say that my daughter will grow up and become a carpenter. No, I'm from a good carpenter and I have great skills. I would like my daughter to pick up those skills and continue doing carpentry. If that can happen, that would be amazing. Especially
since we are celebrating Women's Day, can you think of campaigns that have had genuinely had an impact on the situation of women, or any campaigns that are your favorite?
My personal favorite is Like a Girl. I mean, I think it's so simple, and what was a taboo as a statement became a positive impact. And I think many people must have spoken about it, and I think I'm just one other person adding to it. But personally, when I saw it, when it came out, I just felt if you turn something which was a slang, or you know, in a way of putting somebody derogatory into a positive, and you make that as a statement, that's what change can be. And that's what really makes a difference, because I don't want you to change in the way you run. I don't want you to change the way you walk. But that doesn't mean that you can't do anything just because there's a certain way you walk or you talk. So I thought personally that's my all-time favorite. The recent one, I think Nike, which is going. I think it's great. When a man does something, there's a different word for it. But when a woman does something, there's a different word for it. I don't think that's fair personally. Because everybody has emotions and everybody has, we all are passionate. But at the end of the day, we all are doing something for the output and for, for something, making something better. So, if the world calls you crazy, so be crazy.
Sukesh, you have been in this industry for almost 19 years now. How has the representation of women in advertising changed over the years? Have we come a long way, or is there still a long road ahead?
See, I'm very lucky, okay? I've worked in this company which had, I started here as a rookie, and I have had some amazing women bosses, and I can just name Nishi Suri, who was the head of Bombay office, and they were really cool, honestly. I'm not, they were really cool, and we used to in fact have as much fun and learn so much from them, learn simple things like I remember a long time back there was a meeting and about time management and being a stickler for time and saying this is my time and I respect it, and if you don't have time for me, I'm gonna walk. And honestly, the next time the client called for a meeting and he was on time, he was not late, and for a junior person growing up, I thought, wow, I was so impressed, because we don't value our time. We just don't value our time because everything runs on different people's clocks. So I'm very fortunate to be in one company for a really long time, and I've seen I have a partner who Kenaz, who is like a rock star, if you ask me. So Zenobia, these are all people I've worked with. So we honestly have a fantastic, personally I have a great story, and if you ask me overall, I think as an organization, as an industry, we understand and we are more appreciative and more concerned about the fact that let's say if somebody comes back after maternity leave, she requires her own space, and that we must have. So there's a huge shift in understanding that there needs to be space and time and for things, and how we go about it. So that's one big change I have seen personally.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Sukesh.
Thank you so much.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back same time next week. See you soon.